Yay, we're live. First YouTube live, everyone. Welcome to Miss Cheryl's place. Give everyone a chance to kind of get in, see what's going on.
It says it's public now?
Yeah, it says public. It said public. I mean, that screen went away already.
Oh, maybe because they changed that link. That's what, sorry.
Yeah, no, just go to YouTube.
Yeah, just go to YouTube.
Yes. All right, so we're just going to give everyone a chance to get in and come in. We're going to do some fundamentals.
Okay.
Oh, that's why it's on the Cassiopeia.
That was before.
All right. So.
That's me
All right.
You know how to get over to.
You got to sign out and sign back in. All right. So, step one. This is Sally. Sally's my bestie. She's like my total nail bestie. She loves everything I do. She doesn't bleed. She doesn't complain. She thinks I am the best nail tech she's ever had. So, super excited. So, I don't know, when you guys are working on your mannequins to keep that design nice and clean around that cuticle area, I'll take my tip and I'm just going to go ahead and just cut that off right away. It'll sit into the hand a whole lot better, I promise. Okay. So now from there, if you really wanted to be a little bit extra, you can go in and you can even file that and round that out a little bit so it will look real natural and smooth when she's done. Now, if you're just starting out and you're still just practicing your filing and your shaping, that's also a great little dexterity kind of exercise of just where to place that file to go underneath so you can get both sides and get that really nice rounded kind of feel out of it. So I'm going to take both of our tips, round that out so it has a realistic look to it, and then we're going to pop her into her finger. All right, so from there, we're going to put her in, and I'm using the Young Nails nail trainer. So with this one here, what you want to do is you want to make sure you hear 3 clicks to make sure she is locked and loaded. Keep it in there. So get all your clicks. All right, I'm going to come in with my cutter, and I'm just going to take off all that extra length. We don't need it. We're going to create a little bit of length and a little bit of extension with her. We're just going to file her in fast and easy, just so we're setting her up to be like the perfect client that would come in. Now, if you really wanted to create a super narrow, real tight clean, you can cut that in a little bit, like a little fake almond kind of shape in there, just to get her ready and prepared so we can put the form on. All right. Just go ahead, shape it in, shape her in. I like a 150 file. The first time I worked with one of these, I was absolutely blown away. I think prior to that, I had only ever worked with like a 180, 240, pretty much your standards. And somebody in the salon showed me this file, and I went a little crazy. Back then, like, You can only buy them in 10 packs from Young Nails, and I bought a ton of them. And a few months later, I realized that I still had like bulk packs of like the standard gray 100 over 180 files sitting in my locker, and I realized I'm probably never going to use those. Don't ever tell my husband that though. If he knew how much I had before I bought this, he'd probably cry. You take away my Young Nail spending account. Nobody wants that. All right, so we've got our nails put in, we've got them shaped. So first things first, when we start out with our client, if we're gonna start doing a full set, our client, on ourselves, but practice all of our best behaviors and best practices first. So first thing we're gonna come in and do is we're gonna take our pusher and we're just gonna push our cuticle back. And we just kind of do it a little bit on Sally just to make sure we're setting that habit. And then once we push back the cuticle, we can go in with our arbor band or a sanding band. Again, I'm going to use, it's a 150 from Young Nails. It's a 150 grit. I'm going to put that into my chuck. And I'm going to set my e-file at 6,000 RPMs. Rotations per minute. It's how many times it's rotating around. So your range in your prep, because we're on the natural nail, is anywhere from 4 to 6 RPMs. So I'm going to come in to the overhand grip. So look, I'm going to take my thumb, I'm going to take the rest of my fingers, and I'm going to find that place of fulcrum or balance so I don't skip on the nail. If you come into the nail and you try to file any of this without establishing a little bit of that fulcrum or balance there, you're just going to kind of skip or you're going to go around the world. And that's never fun for anybody. So lock it in, and then we're just going to come in and just lightly tickle the nail. You're just really going to go around that cuticle area. We do it twice, once to get any protein buildup, any keratin buildup around the nail. The second time to make sure it's nice and prepped, and then lightly tickle the nail down. And no pressure. I'm not using any pressure at all. Just a light ride down the nail, pulling it towards you. Again, we're going to go around the cuticle once to remove any kind of protein growth that might be on the nail plate, and the second time just to make sure everything is fully prepped. And then coming towards you, we're just going to tickle, 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 tickle down the nail plate. Easy breezy. There we go. All right, she is prepped. So next step, I know in nails, there's like 50 steps to everything we do, right? So I'm going to come in with just a regular manicure brush, and I'm just going to wipe off any of the that might have settled on her. Get that off. And then I'm going to come in, swipe. And with the swipe, it's going to be used just to kind of clean off the nail, change the pH of the nail plate, and make sure there's no impurities, dust, debris, any kind of funk and junk in the environment. Nothing is left on that nail plate. And, swipe is an alcohol-based product, so it's going to evaporate pretty quickly. From there, we're going to go into our protein bond. And if you guys, everyone who's already using this, this is like your magic elixir. No flim flam man here. This is the bomb diggity for your adhesion. So we're going to come on in, and we do 2 coats. The second coat is usually to find out if your client is a heavy lifter. That's when you want it, but you never want to hard way that your client was a heavy lifter, because what would happen is it would lift, right? So if you do that second coat right away, they come back with on the lift. All right, so protein where it needs to be. I'm going to fold out of the debris so I don't have any dust. And I'm going to come in with my form. All right, so pop it out with your thumb, immediately goes behind it. We do that just to give a little bit more stability. The two tabs together so they end up real nice and clean and tight together. Hold it there by the tab under the nail, and then you can lift up to make sure that it is flush to the nail and come all the way out. And I'm just gonna fire underneath a little bit and close that pinch. So I can do a little bit more of an omeletto kind of shape. So the question is, okay, so we have a couple of people in here. So let's do this. What do you guys think? Should we do a hybrid nail, start with a little bit of acrylic and then go into our gel because we're going to do some encapsulation? Or should we start straight with gel? You guys tell me what you want to see. Do you want to see acrylic or gel? Welcome in, everybody. Hi, River Goddess. Hey, Robert. All right, I'm going to go in with the acrylic. Let's do a hybrid nail. I like the hybrid nail because it has its own functions. Like if you're a nail biter, this is perfect for you because you might need the rigidity of the acrylic, that shine of the gel. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to take the ferrule of the brush, put it over my bottle, and I'm just going to let my monomer pour right clean into the jar. And then from there, I'm going to get some clear acrylic powder. So let's get our Speed Clear. Speed Clear. I love my Young Nail products. Okay. Let's go. Now remember, the first two acrylics or the first two nails of the day you do, they're the ones that don't count. So good luck. We're going to come all the way into our monomer. I'm just going to tap a little bit under the ferrule to release some liquid. And I'm going to bounce, bounce, bounce into my product. I'm going to take some of that extra liquid out of the brush and kind of count a little bit. 2, 3. And then I'm going to place her down. And the reason why is I want it to be in its clay formation. So I wanted to drain some of that liquid. So I'm just going to take that powder using the belly or the zone 2 and 3 of my brush. And I'm just going to use it and walk it across, walk it across. And then stretch it down to the length and shape that you want. And if you notice, I do just a nice little roll on the sides just to kind of get that C shape started. Keep it thin on the sides. And when you're doing that encapsulation, you need that first layer you do to be super duper duper thin. The thinner you make it, the more dimensional the finished look will become. Here we go. Nice and tight, nice and tight. And I'm just going to take one more tiny little pearl just for that front end. Bounce, bounce. No, don't like her. It's always okay to wipe it away if you don't like it. Better than trying to fight with it later. Okay, I'm going to remove some of that liquid. Count 2, 3. And place her down. And just kind of get that nice little omeletto shape put in there. I'm going slightly past the pinch just to bring a little bit of a point. Here we go. And I think the hardest part for most of us is to just stop touching it. Just touching it. All right, now I'm just gonna come back in. I'm gonna get another pearl. This one's gonna be a little bit wetter because I really want that adhesion on the natural nail plate. If the pearl is too dry, when you place it on the natural area, that's when you can start having more lifting. Acrylic is going to adhere best in the very beginning of when the liquid and the powder meet. Super duper duper thin over the whole nail because I just want to make sure that where the acrylic free edge that I just created and where I just put that pearl down is all one solid. When I take this form off, it's less risky that I'm going to take the free edge with it. It's always scary. It's always scary. It's never not scary. All right, here we go. I'm going to let it be clear, so it won't take very long at all. All right, so my client wanted to have like this jewel a stone nail. So let's say she showed us some chlorite crystals. So it's got a lot of greens, it's got bowls. I'm going to come in, I'm going to take a little bit of this main color. I'm going to put her down on my palette. I'll put a lot. We'll put her there. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of Frog Opera from Manny. It's one of their jelly colors. And I'm just going to take one drop right in the center of that. And we're going to take that and we're going to mix together. It's going to be so pretty. Yeah, that's already looking really pretty. So we're going to take that, mix that in. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of that, put her off to the side. I'm going to take that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of my base gel. And I'm going to add that also. Because I want to make this a little translucent also. So make it super jelly. So when she's in the light, she should be able to kind of see through it quite a bit. All right. So I've got my two for my green. And we said this crystal was kind of a greenish, and it was also kind of purple. So now I'm going to take my sleep under, also in the manicure. I know, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I'm always trying to hold 50 different things until I realize I can only hold one or two at a time. All right, I'm going to bring her down on my palette. She's looking great. And then from there, I'm going to take a little bit of fizz. And fizz is like it's on the mission control. And I'm just going to take a little bit of fizz. I'm going to put her down. And I'm going to take a little bit more. Actually, just a little bit more over here. And I'm going to come back in with my base gel again. And I'm going to make kind of like a milky, translucent white with it. And just kind of work that together. Kind of see how it all comes together. And look at how translucent you want it to be or how creamy milky you want it to be. I mean, I guess you could use like White 101 if you wanted to. I just like to have control of my own so I can make it more or less translucent. Because sometimes if it's not, I don't know, if it's too dark still, then it just looks like a blob of white got thrown on the nail. We just want to be able to make it look a little cloudy, and then we'll make a nice stream through it. All right, so I think it's going to be the colors that we're going to play with. Those are going to be great. All right, so let's get that form off of the nail because she should be cured by now. All right, so I'm just going to take my little tool and just release it from the acrylic. Bring it down. Whenever you're removing a